Hello and welcome to another presentation by Today's. Rarely does a national leader speak as frankly as Prime Minister Imran Khan has this week, but never before has Pakistan faced as grave an economic crisis as is now looming overhead. After 2 months in the job, Mr. Khan has had time to study the books that he inherited from the previous administration. After the careful perusal of the books, he has made clear that they make for a very disturbing reading. In the past 3 years, Pakistan's total external debt has shot up from $66 billion to more than $95 billion. And Mr. Khan has inherited a record trade deficit of more than $37 billion. Now, this has continued to rise despite three consecutive devaluation of the rupee. Transparency and accountability were key platforms of Mr. Khan. And to his credit, he has opted for some straight talking in an interview with the National. Pakistan is facing the worst debt crisis in its history. Without further loans, it will soon be unable to service its debts or pay for imports. In short, he has said as he headed to Saudi Arabia's Future Investment Summit, we are desperate. In addition to seeking support from Saudis and other Gulf states, that desperation could drive Pakistan back into the arms of the International Monetary Funds. And this could be its 13th and largest loan from the organization since 1988. Pakistan's current budgetary shortfall is in the range of $12 billion, twice the size of the last IMF loan in 2013. Asad Umar, Mr. Khan's finance minister, has insisted that this will be the last time Pakistan will go cap in hand to the IMF. Certainly, repeated bailouts are not a long-term solution, and they are not a realistic alternative to badly needed root and branch reforms of financial institutions and government departments and a determined assault on corruption. While borrowing to pay debt is always a dangerous gambit, Pakistan has run out of any other option. What matters now is how the government manages the economy in the breathing space provided and how the burden of paying for any loan is distributed among the country's 210 million citizens. There is much to be done, and quickly. But as Greece's comeback from economic disaster has shown us, such apparent hopeless situations can be turned around if the government, if the rulers are really willing to work hard. Government spending must be drastically curbed. Already Mr. Khan has started to cut government subsidies, and this is despite the promises to the contrary. From this month, consumers will pay a more realistic price for gas, much like the neighboring country, India. He might also be forced to put on hold his ambition to create an Islamic welfare state. As a priority, Pakistan must restore its trade balance, boosting global sales of its main export, textiles, and reducing its reliance on cheap Chinese goods is also important. It is true that Pakistan's crisis was created by the corruption and irresponsible spending of previous administrations, but the measures of Mr. Khan's leadership will be whether he can set aside the populist idealism that has put him on the road to office and embrace the pragmatism that the Pakistan so badly needs at this given time. So the question is whether Pakistan will find a more pragmatic Imran Khan at the helm or the idealistic Imran Khan who thinks that everything can be done if there is a will. It's not a matter of will for Pakistan. Pakistan already got a 6 billion respite from the Saudis last night. So the 6 billion respite that it has got from Saudi is going to push at least 3 or 4 months the whole crisis that is looming on their head. But just 3 or 4 months. What happens before 4 months? Will there be another Saudi handout? Will IMF give a handout? Will UAE step in? Will China step in? Or do you think that Imran Khan can make that particular transition? If Imran shows movement in the right direction, I'm sure there will be countries, UAE, China, even IMF, ready to lend a helping hand. But if right steps are not taken at the right time, not with the right intensity by the current Prime Minister of Pakistan, then in that case Pakistan will go a begging at the end of the 3 or 4 month period. We'll keep you posted as things develop, because Pakistan is a crisis that is looming hard, not just in Pakistan itself, but also in India. A bankrupt neighbor is never a good news for any country. I'm Anupam Sinha. This is today's, and you are our dear viewers. Thank you.